That's you? Edward, that's you? On the call the phone number?
Oh, okay. That's Edward. Okay,
That's Edward,
Victoria.
okay.
If you'll make a note that that's Edward Henson's number.
That was pretty good sign language there, Edward. I didn't know what the heck you were doing.
All righty, it is 2:30. We're live on YouTube. We're recording, and I will lock it at 2:35. And if you need anything else, let me know.
All right, thank you. We will go ahead and call this meeting to order. And as a reminder, even with virtual Zoom meetings, workforce development boards are required to comply with public meeting laws. Therefore, we need to be able to hear you and your vote to be in compliance with the law. Also, as Victoria said, we are live streaming on YouTube. So we'll start with our member roll call, board member roll call. So when I call your name, please say here and I'll check you off the box. Lynette Bang. Kathy Barr. Michael Berkmeyer, I saw you.
Here.
There you go. Whitney Brasington. Tara Brosa.
Here.
Sherry Carpenter. I see you, Sherry. I can't hear you, but I see you. Jim Coleman. Okay. Felicia Culbreth-Setzer.
Present.
Jeff Dreyer, I am here. Richard Gamble. Hayden Gibson.
I am here.
Stephanie Greer.
Here.
Edward Henson.
I'm
You're
here.
here. I saw you wave at me. There you are. But I still can't hear you. Can I hear you?
Oh.
I got you now. I heard you there. Krista Dubauer. Oh, Kristen. Jason Nunn was here. He may still be here, but he'll have to drop off. Lynette Orbridge.
Here.
Brian Peterson. Scott Reese. Jennifer Schaefer.
Here.
Jeff Smith. Garrison Wagner. Amber Westall Briggs.
I'm here.
Debbie Woodard.
Debbie is not here, but she's asked me to sit in for her.
And who is this?
Kimberly Kreitzer.
Okay. Welcome, Kimberly.
Thank you.
And Jeff, I saw that I believe Kathy Barr joined and maybe a few more. I'm not sure.
Okay, let me run back through it one more time. Lynette Bang. Kathy Barr. You still see her out there?
Hey, it's Kathy. Can
There's
you hear me?
Kathy.
All right, thanks.
Uh-huh. Whitney Brasington. I'm just calling those that I did not hear before. Jim Coleman.
Hi, can you hear me?
Oh, Whitney, you are here. I got you.
I'm having technical difficulties, so I'm moving to a place that has better reception.
Gotcha. Jim Coleman, are you out there? Okay. Richard Gamble. Kristen Neubauer.
I'm forwarding Kristen the link. I just got an email where she has lost her link.
Okay.
Victoria, can you send that or do you want me to?
Sorry, I was muted. What was the name?
Kristen Neubauer, she has requested that we email her the link to the meeting.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Yeah, I think I can find her email.
Okay.
Yeah, she texted me as well. Okay. I will go ahead and mark her trying to get in. Ryan Peterson.
Brian Peterson will not be joining us today.
Okay. Scott Reese.
I am here, Jeff.
Scott is here. All right. Jeff Smith. Garrison Wagner. Okay. All right. Kristen will be in shortly. Well, we've got to do approval of November minutes is the next item on the agenda. So again, I need to hear your vote that you approve. Well, first, I need a nomination or vote that we accept the minutes from November.
This is Mike Berkmeyer. I make that motion.
Oh, Lynette will second.
All right. Mike and Lynette. All those in favor, and we'll have to go through the roll call again to make sure that we approve. Yay or nay? Starting with Kathy Barr.
Yay.
Michael Berkmeyer, obviously yay.
Yes.
Whitney Brazington.
Yay.
Tara Brosa.
Yay.
Sherry Carpenter. Okay. We can't hear you, Sherry, for some reason, but I see you shaking your head. Felicia.
Yay.
Jeff Dreyer, yay. Hayden Gibson.
Hey.
Stephanie Greer.
Yay.
Edward Henson.
Yay.
Kristen, did you make it on?
She is joining now. So it says she's connecting to audio. She should be on in just a second.
Okay. Jason Nunn, are you still here? He is gone. Brian Peterson is gone. Lynette Orbrovich.
Yay.
Scott Reese.
Yay.
Jennifer Schaefer.
Yay.
And Amber Westall Briggs.
Yes.
Okay. Kristen, if you would like to help approve the minutes, we need a nay or yay from November's meeting.
Yay.
Yay. And welcome.
Thank you.
I'm glad you made it on.
Appreciate your help.
Mhm. All right. Thank you. The November minutes are approved. And Kristen, right in time and not even a chance to catch a breath. We're moving right along into our presentations, and we're going to talk about incumbent worker grant success. I'll remind everybody that the incumbent worker grant provides funding to assist businesses to upskill their existing workforce as a result of changes to production processes or marketing demands. These training grants are available in increments of up to $10,000 for companies with at least 12 months residence in North Carolina and employees with 6 months plus months on the job. GE Aviation in Ashe County was awarded an incumbent worker grant in 2020, and Kristen is here to talk about its successes. So Kristen, I'll turn it over to you.
Sure, yeah. So first, I just want to say,
when I joined this committee, I quickly learned about this opportunity, and I really appreciate the opportunity being available for businesses in the area. So with COVID, obviously, I know a lot of businesses were impacted, including GE Aviation, and we were working hard in 2020 and now into 2021 to obviously keep a very close eye on costs while also maintain the development and the growth of our workforce. And one of the things that GE focuses on is what we call lean transformation. So utilizing lean tools and skill sets to continue to move the business forward, reducing cycle time, improving quality and on-time delivery. And we were utilizing a consultant in the past, and unfortunately with COVID, we could no longer use that consultant because of the cost of the training. We wanted to use outside GE resources that are located at other sites. And again, due to the cost constraints, we weren't able to do it. And that's what reminded us to take advantage of this grant through this board. And so we reached out to Rebecca, who helped us from an application perspective. And you fill out an application in regards to what the training entails, what are the goals, what are the expected outcomes. It goes through a review process and then goes through an approval process. So we were lucky enough to be approved for the grant, and that allowed us to be able to afford to bring in an outside resource to come support us through one of our week-long training sessions. And really, without the grant, we're not sure that we would have been able to do that. So again, it allowed us to continue the development of our workforce in a really, really tough year when cost pressures were very, very difficult. So if anybody has any questions about the process, we're happy to help answer that. So feel free to reach out to me anytime. And I just want to thank Keith and Rebecca for the support and working through the process.
All right, thank you, Kristen. Does anybody have any questions for Kristen? I know going through a lean transformation is a challenge, to say the least, in manufacturing anywhere. We are in the process, and we've been in a lean transformation for a long time, and part of that is sustaining it, and that's probably the hardest part of lean is being able to sustain it. So good luck, Christian. Continue the growth, and I wish you well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we have a human services career pathway. Let me remind the folks what that is. Certified career pathways are processes to evaluate and develop pathways resulting in skills gains that are recognized by business. Pathways provide career ladders for youth and adults that result in employment. The High Country region currently has 2 certified career pathways, one in healthcare and one in manufacturing, and is getting ready to begin working on another one in human services. Wendy Johnson, Director of the Western Piedmont Workforce Development Board, is here to talk about this initiative and the boards working together, including the High Country, on this new pathway. Wendy, I'll turn it to you.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate being here today, and appreciate Keith asking me to come talk to you all a little bit about the Human Services Career Pathway. Hopefully some of you were involved in some of the past pathways of advanced manufacturing and healthcare. Collectively, 5 workforce boards certified a pathway for energy services. And over the past year or so, it's become very apparent within our own occupation. So I'll say that this pathway really comes from a place of selfishness because we have had a difficulty, and I say we, the workforce boards, our contractors within our NC Works career centers, and some of our other partners such as Goodwill and Vocational Rehabilitation, of I guess people discovering the pathways that we have. A lot of times I think people visualize human services being exclusively the Department of Social Services. And human services is kind of like advanced manufacturing. It encompasses so many different occupations under this larger umbrella. But as you all know, I know when I was in school, the occupational handbook was probably that thick. And now it's like this thick, like off the page. So how do young people figure out, or even adults who are looking to change a career, how can we help them find their way into what we have to offer? So before we went down that path, I talked to Keith and to Steve Lockett at Regency and a few others, and, you know, just trying to figure out if this was worth our while, a path to go down. And we actually started pulling some data. So the North Carolina Department of Commerce, their Labor and Economic Analysis Division, does a lot of great data work around careers and pathways and, you know, job growth based on in-demand occupations. And there was a really good report that they had put out about occupational employment projections from 2017 to 2026. And so just for the Boone, Wilkesboro, Hickory region, which for us includes McDowell, there's going to be approximately 9,000 job openings across the human services field. And 50% of those between now and 2026 are going to be community and social service occupations. I'm really excited. Keith asked me to be here because I'm also going to stay on because I'm curious to hear from Dr. Taylor and Dr. Brown, because as we move forward with this pathway, we'll be having meetings with our partners that fall under some of these occupations, and that will include our Department of Social Services. We'll be asking them to participate. But when we think about human services and, you know, eligibility interviews, all these different occupations, that even includes our career and technical educators at the middle and high school. It includes our career advisors at the community college. So we're going to kind of first have a workforce partner, and then a second follow-up meeting will be with our educators to let everybody know, not just at the university level, but the community college level, about all the many career pathways outside of the Department of Social Service pathways. And Sherry Mall and I've had a conversation about this. We're going to have a meeting near the end of January to try to look at how we can flesh this out, do a better job on building this pathway, and then of course marketing it out to all our education partners, but as well as the workforce as a whole, because we find that a lot of people discover, I'll just, you know, again, speak selfishly from the workforce board and our Title I contractors, they kind of stumble upon it accidentally. And just to be, you know, completely transparent, some of my counterparts have heard me say this. I had never heard of Workforce Development Board or the Council of Governments. I'm my own poster child. I found this job through a temp agency in 2009. What was supposed to have been a short-term grant that has turned into a very long 11-year career. I say it's one of those accidental career changes. But it's like, how did I not know about this? My background had been in training and development in the private sector. This was a perfect fit, really, for me. At first, I didn't think so. But it's like, oh, God, all that experience, everything, how would somebody find their way into this career pathway? But we want people to find their way on purpose, not by accident. And I will say, Dr. Brown and Dr. Taylor, we were fortunate to get Ann Grogan. Ann actually just finished the program at App State, and she actually works as one of our career advisors at our NC Works Career Center in Caldwell County. So excited that App has this program, excited to hear more about it, and certainly excited to partner with you all and our other local colleges and universities as we go forward. So thank you, Keith, for having me. That's kind of the overview. I'm sure you all will look forward to hearing more from Keith about this topic as we move forward and work on building out the criteria for this pathway and getting it certified at the state level.
Thank you, Wendy. That sounds exciting, and I look forward to seeing what the future holds. So, well, great. We'll move right along into Appalachian State University Career and Technical Education Degree Program. In May of 2018, Dr. Herb Brown and Dr. Jerry Ann Taylor presented to the board about new career and technical education bachelor's degree program at Appalachian State University, which includes a workforce leadership and development concentration, and it is the only one of its kind in North Carolina. Today, Dr. Brown and Dr. Taylor join us again to give the board an update on how the program is progressing. I see Dr. Taylor on. I'm not sure if I can't see if Dr. Brown's here, but I'll let you you take it over. You guys.
I am here, and I think.
All right, there you are.
I think Jerry Ann is going to be loading a PowerPoint here, and Wendy, thank you for that perfect introduction. I think everything you said is going to connect very well into kind of the quick summary we're going to give and a quick update on specifically the workforce leadership and development program and where we're at right now.
Yes, I'd like to go ahead and kind of get started. I hope, can all of you see my screen right now and everything? Great. Once again, I'm Jerry Ann Taylor, and I'm the program director for career and technical education. And like Herb, I appreciate y'all taking the time to allow us to actually follow up with you on how we're doing. And I have to tell you, we are doing well. It may snow in Boone, and we may be dealing with some pandemics and things of that nature, but from a programmatic standpoint, we are so excited about the growth that is happening within our program. And I know that many of you have that tie to career and technical education, and you definitely understand what it means in regards to workforce leadership and development. So I'm just going to share some key points in regards to the program with you, and my colleague Herb will chime in and provide additional information as well. But what I want you to understand is that the workforce leadership and development pathway is one of the tracks that we have in career and technical education. You'll see here on the screen that there are 6 main things that we are looking at developing for these individuals that come through this program. And those range everything from technological skills to financial literacy, the training aspect, those leadership skills, management skills, and even the professional skills. And what we typically do with our program, we were able to bring in close to 60 students last year for fall 2020 in the workforce leadership pathway. We had some marketing that came into play from the university, and that helped us a whole lot, and we hope to be able to continue with this. We would greatly appreciate your support as we continue to grow. One of the things that we are seeing is that our provost has identified this pathway as one of the 3 areas that she is interested in seeing the university develop. So that's a plus for us. I can't tell you what our numbers will be for fall 2021, but knowing that we increased by just over 60 just from 2020 or 2019 to 2020 is a definite plus. The thing that we look at with this degree really comes into play. We created a kind of like a wheel. We're visual people, and I know that y'all are probably as well, but really kind of honing in on everything from the areas that we identified, but also partnering with our community colleges and trying to address that need that we have in regards to our individuals that complete an Associates of Applied Sciences, an AAS. They have that career content focus, whether it's, cosmetology, welding, human services, medical technology, the list could go on, but they have that career content area that they've developed through their AAS program. We work with them to bring in up to 24 hours of that career content area, which is typically not transferred into a 4-year institution. And that really becomes the center of their program. And then in turn, we come back in and through professional professional skills courses, and even our courses with the management program, and even our business foundations courses and computer-based courses, we're able to give them that complete picture of what they need in order to advance in their area and complete a 4-year degree. Many of these students, Anne is a perfect example that was mentioned, are actually still taking courses at the community college in some cases to address some gen ed areas, but overall they actually are here with us typically for 2 years. They end up in actually completing an internship through us, so that they are able to, once again, move out and once they graduate and complete the program and have a greater depth of knowledge in regards to their career content area. And we've seen the program be successful, and it's really kind of exciting when you think about it from the aspect of, to me, we're really in year 2 of the workforce leadership program. And, you know, at first you always kind of start out small, but by year 2, we were at 60 with this pathway. And I cannot tell you what we will be at when we look at 2021. Some of us will say, hey, we're going to bring in 60, some will say 80, and some will even tell you that we'll take 200. And I kind of shrivel up then, just because I'm like, I don't know what we're going to do with all these people. Anyway, you see right here just the layout and the sequences of the courses, so you can kind of have a visual representation in regards to that. And of course, we do have to address general education. So that is one of those key things. We do have that foundation that comes in with CTE. We emphasize the workforce, the business, their content, and then we have elective hours that we're required to have. So this really is one of those programs that works with our AAS students and our other students that are at community colleges. We actually have a pre-application evaluation that's really important to keep in mind if you're affiliated with the community college, because you may have a student that is interested in applying for this program and they are not, you know, like when they do the initial review, they may not have the 30 hours that are needed to transfer into the institution. However, we're able to go in and evaluate ahead of time and get them typically to that 30 hours, which is definitely a plus for them. The program is online. We do serve what is defined as a non-traditional population for the 4-year institutions. Most of our students are in their late 20s, 30s, 40s. Many of them are full-time, working full-time, and they have families. So therefore, we're mindful of what their needs are and how we can help them not only be successful in their current roles, but also successful in the program. And, you know, as mentioned by those that spoke previously, there is a need and a demand for these individuals. And we're excited to see what all they're going to be doing. Dr. Brown, would you like to add to this? Or
Yes, I was going to just jump in quickly and say this degree pathway was created to be extremely unique and to try to address, I think, a lot of the same employment populations that you're realizing just across the board and what we're seeing as far as potential growth later. A lot of times our traditional education pathways just don't fit the current jobs. Right. I mean, you can go and you can get a management degree, you can get a marketing degree. We tend to be very compartmentalized at the university level. So when we designed this degree pathway, the intention was to take the skill set that they developed at the community college and what would typically not transfer to a 4-year university. All those skills, hard skills courses that they learned. We've got folks that come from manufacturing, advanced manufacturing programs that were mentioned earlier. Human services does not always, if you get a 2-year human services degree, it's not always a clear pathway into higher education. And oftentimes those courses that they take at the 2-year community colleges don't transfer. So we stepped back and we said, what would a new degree look like that would embrace and bring true meaning to that hard work they've already put in and that content that they've already learned at the community college? What do they need to make that next step? What do they need to be a manager? What do they need to be an entrepreneur? What is that next piece they need? And it's a set of core skills businesses have been looking for forever, right? So, you know, some hard skills, a lot of soft skills. And that's what that wheel was trying to show earlier. That was a result in the development of this actual program of trying to identify a new degree that would work with almost any pathway and would make folks employable at the next level. So that's why you saw things in that wheel about management, you know, things like strategic management, managing people from an HR perspective, core computer skills. and being able to utilize those. Marketing and some core, marketing and advertising types of elements. You've got the career and training piece, because if we're in any kind of managerial role, we need to be able to train and develop our human capital. And so we've got courses there in training and development as well. General professional skills around communication, critical thinking skills, those soft skills that employers are looking for. So, and financial literacy as well, personal finance elements, as well as business finance and basic accounting elements. So we're trying, and leadership, at all different types of leadership. So we're trying to develop the most well-rounded employees that will work in almost any workplace, in any environment, business environment today. And so that's what I think really makes this degree unique, and the fact that it's online and will work with almost any feeder pathway coming in. Ag folks, right? We've got work folks. We were talking about even positions in workforce development, positions such as what you all hold. What do those folks need? We hire positions that are specific to ag, right? The ag workforce, especially up here in Ashe County. I know we've got folks that oversee the contracts for our migrant workers that come in for the Christmas tree farms, those types of things. And so you have individuals that need to come from a variety of background, but need these workforce skills and management skills. So that's what this whole degree is based on. And it is kind of a paradigm shift. And a lot of times our colleagues don't understand what it is. We're constantly having to educate our university as to what we are. So talking to our communication folks, how do you market a program like this? How do you share out that something like this exists? Because it very, very much is a different element and a paradigm shift for education as we've traditionally known it in these very structured pathways. So I just wanted to kind of bring a quick summary of what the uniqueness about this program is. Jerry Ann's muted, but I can jump in. So, all right, go ahead, Jerry Ann.
Oh, sorry, I was going to let you continue. So feel free to do that. That's, I guess, one of the hard things of when we're not in the same meeting space, but we're, on the Hollywood squares. I will tell you, as this program grows, there is so much opportunity, and I can't emphasize how much that it takes really a village to kind of build this program. And Herb mentioned to you the aspect of collaboration and how we really are changing the paradigm. And we are looking for ways to reach out and serve as outreach and help and to allow others to help us promote our program and its benefits. So we would hope that you would be able to do that for us. Just because you understand workforce development and workforce leadership, also in communicating the message that we are here. It's one of those things that is hard to always understand, that up here on the mountain, there are a lot of great things happening. And, programs like this are innovative, and they do impact our local community, as well as, our state and region. So being mindful of that. We are working as we continue to develop our courses and looking for guest speakers to serve in various classes and talk about what is going on in regards to workforce development and workforce leadership as a whole, the trends that have been mentioned here earlier. The other thing that we're mindful of too is because of the unique nature of this and the tie to the community colleges, as well as even the workforce boards like like you all, that we have these opportunities to potentially look at grant opportunities to meet the needs that we're seeing within our workforce to help those individuals. And so we're mindful of that. We're willing to partner. We're willing to, work to help locate these things and to help be a resource in that aspect. And then finally, the one big piece that we see as this program grows are those opportunities for internships. Not only for our students, but also even for our faculty. Sometimes we get stuck here in our offices, and it's good for us to even get out and have the opportunity to visit, and see what all is happening within our community and within our state in regards to advancement and changes within the workforce. So we're always looking for those opportunities. Dr. Brown, do you want to add any additional comments regarding this, or?
No, we're just excited to continue to work with you all as workforce boards to just look at ways we can collaborate in any way that might be. So, I know sometimes with grants, when folks are working towards grants, they're looking for education partners. Looking for folks to help with the data collection elements of grants and things like that. Please know that we're here, and we've got App State's resources as well. If those are helpful, if those are beneficial to grants you're working on, if you see ways that we might be able to work together, we're always here and excited to work and to collaborate. Please let us know. I think, Wendy, you were mentioning some opportunities, maybe even to collaborate with some of the education from the educational side, and we will certainly want to and be excited to connect with any of that we can.
And let's see here if my slide will change now. And real quickly, this is just a list of our faculty that are here at Appalachian. Feel free to take a screenshot of this. I'm happy to share any of their emails with you. And know that we are here as a resource for you and for and really for the area. That is part of the mission of the university, and being a regional university is to help our communities and help our communities grow in the ways that they need to be growing from an economic standpoint. At this time, I'll ask if y'all have any questions that we can clarify for you or answer for you, or any comments, if that's okay.
Dr. Taylor and Dr. Brown, one thing probably everybody would you guys be willing to share your PowerPoint presentation? Could you send that to either me or Rebecca so that we can distribute that to the workforce board so that they'll have that information readily available to refer back to?
I'll be happy to send that out.
All right. Any other questions? Comments?
I don't have a question. I don't have a question, but I do have a comment. I think that the key, and I'm excited to see this. I've met Dr. Brown before. I haven't talked to you, Dr. Taylor, but Dr. Brown and I have talked about this before. And I'm really excited coming from the Department of Commerce, because we too have that same issue of being able to find people to fill the positions that we have. I think the key to all of this is going to be the internships, because Wendy is also one of the directors that I work with in Western Piedmont, and she and I have had that conversation that a lot of times when people are in human services, math in their majors, it seems like DSS seems to be the only outlet they have to do internships and get their hours accredited or whatever. And that, I think us being able to open that up to other human services departments will help people to see that that's not the only option. Because a lot of times once they get in there and they do that internship with DSS grabs them and hires them quickly. If they're real good, they'll do that. And I know because my daughter she's a licensed clinical therapist, but when she was getting her BS, that was the path. It was go to DSS. They tried to grab her, but of course I didn't. I made her come on the app and get that master's degree. But still, that's kind of what happens. And so Wendy and I've talked about that, and that's going to be the key for all of us, is to be able to look at that internship piece and be able to provide that so that they will see different opportunities that are available.
Thank you, Felicia. Any other comments?
I have one. I just want to say that I'm really excited about this pathway. I am a human services major myself, and you guys know how great I am. So there's nothing but greatness that can come out of this. So I'm so excited about it.
And if you have any folks that are working in the centers that have 2-year degrees that, maybe that's keeping them from moving into another level position that requires that bachelor's degree, it's a great opportunity for them. We really do the best we can to take as much credit as we possibly can. You know, even if they've got some credits here, some credits there, different universities, and then finally got a 2-year degree, we'll take anything and everything we can and try to put it together and give them the shortest pathway, because we know they're going to get the core content that they need through our program, through the required courses. We're going to work our best with anybody that comes to us to try to find them that smoothest, cleanest pathway to get there.
Perfect. Other comments?
Well, it's always proud to be a Mountaineer. As you guys know, that's the best institution in North Carolina in my book. Felicia, no comment from you. You're Mountaineer country. But the High Country Workforce Development Board supports this wholeheartedly. I think this is going to be a win-win for everybody. Also, open it up that, like you said, those careers that it touches on in manufacturing and all that. So when Wendy first came up and she was talking about this idea with the other workforce directors, and then we broadened it out and pulled my staff in and Misty. So we stand readily available and willing to help in any way we can and look forward to future collaboration. I do also want to toot the horn. Wendy Johnson said that they hired a graduate from your program, and we were lucky enough, we hired one of your students that is still working in your program, Vita Johnson, and she is outstanding. So your degree in concentration works. We stand readily behind it. We see the value in it. Vita Johnson is a career advisor. She works with our WIA contractor, Goodwill, and she was just dynamic in her interview. And when we learned that she was pursuing this concentration, that really brought everything full circle. So the degree is valued, it's needed, and we are reaping the fruits of your labor and your great leadership and teaching there at Appalachian in this degree program. So the places we'll go, the sky's the limit. But I did want to let you guys know that please stress to your people that there are jobs out there in human services, and it's not just at DSS, like Felicia pointed out. You know, we're the best kept secret workforce boards and our NC Works career centers and our WIA partners. So we just got to change that thought process that human services is just DSS.
Thank you so much. And thank you for the opportunity to come and share with you.
And we also want to team with you and partner with you with bringing in some guest speakers into your program to speak to them from that practical level as well. So we'll talk about that too.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Future is bright in the High Country, that's for sure. So I look forward to seeing this all evolve. Thank you to the presenters that presented today. We really appreciate that. And moving right along in our agenda, we move to our director's report. So Keith.
As always, it's a pleasure to come before the great High Country Workforce Development Board. And you guys y'all been getting lucky here lately. My comments are going to be brief, but I want to bring you up to date on some things. Felicia, no comment from you. President-elect Joe Biden has announced his nominees for the Department of Labor and Commerce nominees. Mayor Marty Walsh, who is the mayor of Boston, Massachusetts, he has been nominated to serve as the Secretary of Labor for the United States Department of Labor. Gina Raimondo is the governor of Rhode Island. I probably mispronounced her name, but she's the governor of Rhode Island, and she has been nominated to serve as the Commerce Secretary for the United States. Don Graves, a longtime trusted advisor to Joe Biden, has been nominated to serve as Deputy Secretary of Commerce. And Isabel Guzman, who currently serves as Director of the Office of the Small Business Advocate within the California Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development, Goonsman has been nominated to serve as the Small Business Administrator. So the federal workforce team, labor team is taking shape. I wanted to give you guys those names because as a new administration comes in, there will be a whole new way and probably a different thought and different changes coming within the Department of Labor, where we get our federal funding from, as well as the Federal Department of Commerce. So I will be keeping you guys abreast of those changes and updates. I am foreseeing that there will be changes and different policy initiatives that will take in a new direction with the new administration coming in. Also, as of this morning, unless while we were on here, Governor Cooper has still not appointed a Secretary of Commerce for North Carolina. We don't know anything of that yet. Felicia, am I correct on that? You haven't heard? There hadn't.
You are correct.
All right. So we do not have a Commerce Secretary for the state of North Carolina, which they're our stakeholder partner, and that's where DES and DWS is located as our workforce economic partners. So there will be more to come in that regards when Cooper identifies the person that he wants to lead the North Carolina Department of Commerce.
Could be me, Keith. You just never know. It could be me.
That means I'm going to have to be really nice to you if you get that, huh?
You heard it, Sherry. He's going to have to be real nice. You heard him.
Oh, me. Well, good luck to you. Remember your old friends if you go that high, Felicia. Also, unemployment in the high country. For the high country region, our current unemployment rate is 4.9%. That is up from previously last month of 4.8%. North Carolina has a current unemployment rate of 6.1%. That is up from 6% from last month. The United States unemployment rate is currently 6.4%, and previously it was 6.6%. So there is a slight decrease. I do want to point out in our area, we had a slight increase, and I know you're looking at, oh, that's 4% unemployment in our high country region. But as I've always told people, and Mr. Lucas at DWS, it really is a bigger impact in our small rural areas where we see this, what appears to larger areas as small unemployment, but it greatly is a bigger impact in a small rural area such as the high country when we see unemployment numbers at that rate. So Allegheny County has a current unemployment rate of 5.5%. That is an increase from 5.4%. Currently, Ashe County's unemployment rate is 4.9%, and that is up from last month where it was 4.6%. Avery County's current unemployment rate is 5%, and there is, again, an increase because last month, Avery County's unemployment rate was 4.6%. Mitchell County's unemployment rate is 6.3%, a slight decrease because the month prior it was 6.4%. Watauga County has an unemployment rate currently of 4.2%, where previously it was 4%. So there was another slight increase. Wilkes County has a current unemployment rate of 5.3%. That is an increase because last month it was 5.2%. Yancey County's current unemployment rate is 5.2%, and last month it was 5.2%. So there was no change. They remain constant and steady there. I know I've been telling you guys, been beating it in the ground, my future NC. I told you I was going to be making my road tour. I started out with the Superintendent Mark Bird of Wilkes County Public Schools. We had a good discussion, and We went over the county profile from the demography group, and he saw great value, and he said that he was going to adopt those goals and make those part of the Wilkes County Public School System goals. So he is on board and is going to push to achieve those goals to help us meet our My Future NC number for the goal for My Future NC. So next, I'm going to be hitting up the other superintendents and county managers in our 7-county area. So I will update you guys on that as progress takes form and shape. But we're still keeping the spotlight on My Future NC as well as our other workforce programs. I do want to tell you that we have been experiencing more people coming into the center, foot traffic. We are still doing the hybrid approach of providing services remotely and virtually. We are providing workforce services in all of our NC Works Career Centers by appointment only, and we are only letting so many people in as of the square footage. We will continue to do it by appointment only. We feel that with the increased numbers of COVID that we do not need to just open the doors full throttle and have it open to the general public. So they are getting their workforce services met, but we want to be mindful of not being a super spreader, and also for the health and safety of our community as well as our NC Work staff and workforce staff. So they are scheduling appointments in the event that, they might not have a lot of people in there. They are taking walk-ins within reason. So nobody has been turned away from their NC Work Centers, and they are all receiving great workforce services from our great NC Work staff. I do want to let you guys know we have some new staff people that have been hired in our NC Work Centers. Mary Jolly is the new WIOA program manager. She is in the Wilkes NC Work Center. She was a career advisor, and she previously was here when ResCare had the contract, and she stayed on through the transition. She didn't cut and run, and she transitioned over to our new provider, Goodwill of the Northwest. Mary is a dynamic person, a wealth of knowledge, and in her new role, she has been instrumental in helping to train the new WIOA career case managers. So she has been working closely with me and my staff, Charity, the manager, and with Jessica Greer, who is the WIA regional manager for Goodwill. So we are very delighted that she has stayed with us. And Mary, you know, I'm always one to give you time to talk. I didn't tell you I was going to give you time, but would you like to have anything to say to the board? You're muted. You have to unmute yourself, Mary.
No, that's that favorite word, you're muted. Very ecstatic about starting this new being the project director. I think I'm going to learn get a lot of wealth of knowledge out of this, and I'm super excited.
Well, we are excited that you are here in that position, and we are excited that Goodwill hired her on in this capacity. They have been building a super team. We've been starting out, you know, they took over after ResCare left, and they have been hitting the ground running. They're committed, willing to make sure that everything's on top, and that is through the great leadership of Sherry Carpenter and Sheila Padrick and Jessica Greer. So we have a dynamic WIA provider. And for those that went through that grueling process of reviewing those RFPs and selecting a new provider, Jeff and Edward and Lynette and all them, they still stuck around. We did a great job, folks, and Misty and my staff. So we got it right, and we are experiencing great things, and the future is bright in that regards of our partnership with our WIA provider and our NC Works. So we are all one under the NC Works banner in High Country, and it's been a great partnership. Also, when Mary became the program manager, WIA program manager, that left a vacancy in as a career advisor case management. And we were fortunate enough that we had some great interviews, and Annabelle Hernandez Rubio has been hired to take Mary's position as the case manager. She has come in very energetic, hit the ball running, and we are excited because we have someone that is fluent in Spanish and English, which is a great plus in our area, and will be a great plus as an ambassador to make sure that people that may not be proficient in English, that they have the comfort level, and when they come into our center, that they will have someone that can relate with them and can translate what they need and meet their needs. So we are very excited. She had a great resume and a great track record and work ethic and work program. Also, Reginald Torrance has rounded out, and I think we are 100% staffed in our WIA contract, and that is great. Reginald Torrance is also the new case manager. He was hired after our last board meeting, so he is new. He's been on the job and has been doing a great job. He is also located in the Wilkes Center. And at this point in time, I will, John Green, are you on? Pam was not going to be available, and John Green was going to be here, but I don't think he made it to give us an update from the Avery Mitchell Yancey area. So with that being said, next you will hear from Charity Patterson Hamber, our operator, and our NC Works Career Center manager in Wilkes. And her area is Wilkes, Watauga, Ash, and Allegheny. So she is the regional operator for that. And then after you hear from Charity, I'm calling on my dear friend Felicia Colbert-Setzer for any words she would like to provide and give us any updates from the state. Yes, sometimes it depends on who you ask. I say her mouth's bigger than mine. She says I have the bigger mouth. But if you ask our staff, they probably say both of us have big mouths. So, Felicia, I do want you to share anything that you have. Oh, Everett says he votes for Felicia. So I guess it's unanimous there. So Charity, at this time, will you please give us an update? Before I go to Charity, is there any questions for me from the board? And also, I need to do a disclaimer. Anita Lowe was on here earlier, and I was having a drink, a non-alcoholic drink. If any of you know me, I am a Coca-Cola holic. I drink a whole lot of Coca-Colas, and I am trying, since I have been teleworking and not in the office, I've been trying to cut back my Coca-Cola consumption, which has not been going too well. So in this glass, it is cranberry juice and ginger ale. So I wanted to give a disclaimer because Anita's like, oh, you're going to share with us? And I said, certainly I will. So looks can be deceiving. So I wanted that to be stated for the recording. This is not an alcoholic beverage. So at this time, Charity Patterson, will you give us an update, please?
I will. Happy New Year. It is a new year, even though it doesn't seem like it. We are in 2021. I would like to say that I do believe, since I am in between both Keith Devereaux and Felicia Colbert-Setzer, they are pretty much equal as far as the mouths are concerned. Anyway, Keith has pretty much given you all of the updates that I was going to. When you talk about if you are a singer or you know what perfect harmony sounds like, then you know what it feels like to be in the NC Works Career Centers in Wilkes, Ash, Allegheny, and Watauga right now with our partnership with Goodwill. It is just that harmonious, so we are extremely happy. So with giving all of the updates of who's been brought in and all that, I would like to update you that since no one is on here from Avery, Mitchell, Yancey, that the position in Avery is in the process of being filled, as well as a vacancy that we had here in Wilkes. We are in the process of filling that as well. So as Keith was saying, in our counties, we have pretty much tripled the in-person traffic through appointments and walk-ins since our last meeting. Most of our center traffic also now comes from the telephone, and we're providing those services virtually. And all of the services that we have always provided, we are providing virtually. A new thing, along with our virtual workshops that you guys have heard me talk about, we are launching something new called a employer spotlight. And with that event will be held virtually, and it'll give businesses that are in the recruitment process the opportunity to share information about their company and the vacancies that they are needing to fill. Our first employer spotlight will be held on January the 20th with the North Carolina Department of Public Safety. So if this sounds like something your business or a business that you know of is interested in, please reach out to us. This is something that we're going to look to do a lot of, since we are not quite, at the point of being able to call it a job fair because of the platform that we have. This still gives businesses a way to reach out, and it gives us an opportunity to assist them with that recruitment process. But everything else Keith said with our new staff that we've had come in and all of that, he pretty much did most of my update. So
sorry about that.
That's okay. That's okay. You did a great job. That's all I can think of. Mary, Jessica, can you think of anything that I've left out? Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Felicia, you're up. Don't be shy and think you're quiet.
I'm not shy at all. I'm not shy at all. I'll take on the mantra of having the biggest mouth, but please add the most intelligence as well. We're doing really well, I think. When we look at COVID and we look at the things that are happening, I just had a meeting with our managers last Friday, and we have a managers meeting throughout the zone every couple of months. And so what I was telling them is, a lot of times as we look and review COVID, we're looking at it from a negative perspective, but everything from COVID is not negative. When we look at how we were able to turn on a dime and provide virtual services to the public, how we were able to not drop that ball and keep being there for our employers. When we just got our 2020 synopsis of our RESEAs, which is our reemployment interviews that we have with people who are on unemployment. And we have a set goal that's set by DOL that we have to meet. Overall, in the Northwest, we were at 135% of meeting that goal. But in the high country, they were actually higher than that. They were about 150% above the goal that was expected from DOL. So everything with COVID is not exactly, it is not bad. It has taught us, again, we're on here on Zoom, and we're able to reach a lot more people in this meeting that could come to the Council of Governments in Boone. So, these things are not negative. And so we're looking at it from that perspective of what positive we could get out of COVID and lessons learned. Another thing that is happening is that we're excited about the spotlights that Charity was talking about. And one of the reasons we went to that is because right now on the state level, we do not have a platform that will truly work for virtual job fairs. And so what we had to do, we had a platform we were using. We had to fall back and punt because that wasn't working for us. It wasn't giving us the professional look that we needed for workforce development. And so we had to pull back and see exactly how we could best serve employers. And that's what we do. When we look at what we need to do in the community, we are DWS, meaning that we are the Division of Workforce Solutions. And so that is what I always ask the managers. If you come to us, if you come to me with a problem, come with 2 solutions as well. So we look at that. And finally, every year when we start our meetings for managers, we have a theme. And this year, our theme is professional development. And it goes right along with, you know, what we were talking about with App State and that type thing. We want to develop these managers professionally, and we want to ensure that they are developing and that everything is working for them as well. So that is what's going on in commerce. We don't have a secretary yet, but I feel pretty confident that it's coming soon. And so we're just continuing to hit the ground running, to doing what we need to do for employers, doing what we need to do for customers that come in and make appointments, and that, you know, working with the board, working with the Workforce Development Board to provide those services, and working with all of you all as partners. So that's what we're doing. I feel like we do it the best in the state. And so, you know, Keith and I will agree with that we're the best in the state. He's gonna say High Country is the best. I'm gonna say the whole Northwest is the best.
High Country's the best.
See, I think we do really well with that. So I'm just excited to start 2021 on a positive note. We're not looking at negativity. We're not looking at the things that are keeping us down. We're thinking outside of the box and seeing how we can provide these services at the same level or taking it to the next level for our customer base. Thank you.
Thank you, Felicia. Felicia, did I understand you to say that the High Country exceeded the state goal in the RESEA?
The state goal, Keith, is 100%. Northwest exceeded at about 137. I'm saying that the High Country exceeded the 137 at about 149.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for that clarification.
Just saying, yes, they did.
Thank you.
With my direction. But we're gonna move on.
And me, yeah. You guys might notice one of my angels are missing today, Rebecca Bloomquist. Her mother had hip replacement surgery, went well, but she is providing care and comfort to her mother. So that's why Rebecca is not here. I want to thank Victoria Potter for stepping in and being the tech guru and the keeper of the our meeting and letting people in and the flow. So Victoria, thank you for always being willing to help the Workforce Development Department and assisting the Workforce Board with your great technology. And she is the Zoom master. So she really she trained us on this, and thank you for all your help. I'll be remiss, y'all know, and no comment from you, Felicia. Sometimes I get a little forgetful and all that. So I'm going to my other angel who reminds me and keeps me on my toes and make sure I don't forget anything. Misty Bishop Price, is there anything that I failed or the rest of the region failed to highlight, or anything you want to make the board aware of it from your role as operations manager?
I just want to point out we still have plenty of funding opportunities for customers. If you know folks out in the region that need assistance at the center, we have our Finish Line grants, still plenty of funds available for that to help community college students that have financial emergencies. We have our COVID emergency dislocated worker grant. So we know there's plenty of folks that have been impacted by COVID. It's always somewhat of a challenge to find the right folks that are suitable to enroll in our training program. So if you know anybody impacted that's lost their job by COVID that would be interested in training or needs extra assistance for job search, we do have special funds for that as well. And our regular youth and adult programs. Enrollments are low across all of our programs, of course, just given the current situation, but we do want to ask for your help in recruitment and outreach. If you know of folks, please help spread the word and refer them to our centers.
Okay, thank you, Misty. Mr. Chairman, I turn it back over to you.
All right. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate that. moving along to the next topic on the agenda is chairman's comments and board member announcements. I do want to ask Rebecca, bless her heart, even working away, she did have me fully prepared for this meeting with some information. And we did have two consortiums, new consortium members who accepted the Outlook invitation. And I can't tell if they're on, but if they are, Commissioner Jerry Powers, are you on? No? No? Okay.
And he'll be the new consortium member from Ashe County.
From Ashe County, yes. He replaced Commissioner Paula Perry. And Commissioner Keith Elmore, are you on? Okay, Keith Elmore is the Wilkes County Consortium member and consortium chair.
Yes.
So I wanted to recognize them if they were on. I don't know if we have any other folks on that need to be recognized. Victoria, you could help me if we do. But I did want to say that. I also want to thank Charity for opening her comments with Happy New Year. I should have done that, and I apologize for that. After the year that we've gone through, Happy New Year. Let's make it a Happy New Year. And with the excitement and what's going on out in the high country, it's going to be a Happy New Year. We're going to make it a new year. So thanks, Charity, for that. I do want to also thank the staff. AEV had a drive-through job fair yesterday. It got advertised out, and we did have 33 applicants come through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So out of that, there's some real good possibilities. So we'll look and see how that goes. So that's another way of thinking outside of the box, a drive-through. And we couldn't have asked for a better day in January than yesterday up here in Ashe County. So that worked in our favor, and we got some real good leads there. So thanks to the staff for getting that information out and going forward. Does any other board member have any comments? Yes, Whitney.
I just want to say just how thankful I am to be a part of this board, and just as a small business owner in Yancey County, especially with last year and all the challenges that it brought. I just feel really supported. Every time I come to one of these meetings, whether it's in person or in Zoom, I just learn about another opportunity that I'm always like, oh, that could help that person, or that could help our business, or this could help my daughter or something. I know that John Green and Pam weren't here to say what's going on in their region, but as a recipient we've hired in the in the last quarter, we hired 5 new people, and 2 of them are on the job training grant programs. So John and we work specifically with John, but they have both been, so helpful. And just hearing about the incumbent worker grant that Kristen has utilized and had great success with, just keeps me thinking. We did a lot of restructuring this year. When we were closed, and then just bringing back key employees, we were able to totally restructure our tech department, and it's made it much more streamlined and efficient. And we've moved a lot of people around. And so now I'm thinking, well, how can we maybe increase, their training, and what would we need to do that? So I might get in touch with Rebecca to give me more information about that whenever she returns. But anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know how thankful I am for, just all the support I feel, especially during challenging times from all of you. So thank you, and Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Thank you, Whitney. I appreciate that. Any other comments from board members?
This is Mike. I'd just like to again applaud the Human Services Program at App State, and look forward to maybe being able to host interns as vocational rehab is indeed interested in human services workers, and hope to be a part of the solution of building that workforce. I've still have 3 vacant positions that have been dragging on for about a year. And so that's a a great insight to hear that we do have some new training possibilities. So thank you for including them today.
Thank you, Michael. Anybody else? Okay. Hearing none, we'll move along to our public comment period.
I do not see any public comments.
Okay. All right, our next meeting is Thursday, March 11th, 2:30 p.m. It'll be a Zoom meeting as well. Anything else from anyone? Are we missing anything? All right, well, thank you all for your involvement. Thank you for what you do for the High Country Workforce Development Board, and I look forward to the opportunities that are coming at us. So thank you all. Have a great evening and a great rest of the week. Take care.
Thank you, guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.